Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all having an amazing day. Before we jump into the video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and give this video a big thumbs up. Let's get started. At Il Giardino, Deacon refuses to let go of the idea of Liam and Hope reconciling over coffee. He needles his daughter about giving Liam another chance. Hope, weary, reminds him that Liam hurt her deeply, only for Deacon to brush it off and counter with Beth needing her parents together. "You're the only one who can make that happen," he insists, his voice dripping with persuasion. Hope listens, but the conflict flickers in her eyes. Deacon doesn't let up, pressing her to at least consider Liam, even if she's already promised herself to Carter. Meanwhile, at Bill's mansion, Liam sits with Ivy, trying to be gentle as he breaks the truth. He appreciates her devotion, even her bold declarations of love, but his heart belongs elsewhere. "We had amazing times, Ivy," he says warmly, "but it's Hope. It's always been Hope." He admits he even encouraged Hope to marry Carter when he thought his time was running out. But now that he's healthy, he won't let her slip away. Ivy swallows her disappointment, putting on a brave face. She gushes that Hope is lucky to be loved so fiercely. Liam softens the blow by assuring her she'll find the man meant for her, but that man isn't him. At Forrester Creations, Carter wrestles with his own doubts. Alone in the office, he stares off, thinking about Hope, smiling faintly. Daphne interrupts, curious about the grin, and Carter admits he was daydreaming about his fiancée. When she pokes for details, Carter reveals no wedding date has been set, but he wants one soon. Daphne immediately senses his unease and calls it out. Is he worried Hope is wavering? Carter stiffens, insisting Liam will never commit to Hope the way he can. His frustration boils over, his voice rising just as Hope walks in. Daphne slips out, leaving the couple alone. Carter, thrilled she overheard his declaration of love, seizes the moment. He tells her he's already asked Ridge to be his best man and presses to set a wedding date now. Hope squirms under the pressure, Deacon's words about Liam echoing in her mind, even as Carter pulls her into an embrace. Elsewhere at Forrester, in the design office, Electra and Will share an intimate moment. Electra is relieved they didn't cross the line the night of the party, believing they showed maturity by waiting. But Will can't stop flashing back images of his masked encounter with Luna haunt him. Guilt gnaws at him as he confesses. He's ashamed of what happened. Electra, touched by his insistence that she's the only one he truly wants, finally surrenders to her feelings. They kiss passionately, even as Will's mind betrays him with unwanted memories. Later, Electra chats with Ivy, who mentions that Liam's heart belongs to Hope. Electra changes the subject to her niece's budding romance. She's touched that Will waited for her, not realizing the truth is far darker. Across town, at Lee's home, Luna has a chilling exchange with Sheila. Luna declares she has her future mapped out and won't ever return to the prison she escaped. Sheila, skeptical, warns her that sleeping with Will under a mask hasn't secured anything, especially since he thinks she's dead. Luna brushes off the warning with a sly smile, relishing the idea of watching Will's face when he discovers the truth. Sheila sternly warns that she's playing with fire, but Luna, unbothered, teases that maybe she's expecting another miracle. When Sheila leaves, Luna, alone with her sinister thoughts, pats her abdomen and whispers her plan to live happily ever after with Will. Later that day, Will does something unthinkable. He turns to Sheila for answers. He corners her at Il Giardino, visibly shaken. "I need you to help me fill in the blanks from that night. I drank way too much. Someone came into my room. Was it you?" Sheila freezes, flashing back to Luna's secret. Will insists he's not crazy. He knows something happened, and he needs the truth. "If you know who it was, Sheila," he pleads, "you have to tell me." Sheila, caught off guard and struggling to hide her knowledge, can only gape at him. It's amazing how quickly lives in Los Angeles can unravel. How passions, secrets, and betrayals collide to create an emotional storm that no one can escape. And right now, the storm is circling around three people: Luna, Will, and Sheila, though the aftershocks will ripple far beyond them. What began as a wild night of too much alcohol, too many masks, and way too many blurred lines has morphed into a ticking time bomb. One that's about to explode in a way no one is prepared for. Will is trying to pretend his life is in control. He's young, charming, handsome, and blessed with the Forrester name. He has Electra by his side, a woman who believes he's her perfect man. A boyfriend with patience and virtue who proved he respected her by not pushing things too far on the night of that infamous party. But beneath that polished image, Will is spiraling. His guilt is eating him alive. The memories, or rather, the fragmented flashes of memory are haunting him at every turn. He remembers the mask, the heat of the moment, the intensity of a woman in his bed. But what he doesn't remember, what terrifies him most, is who it actually was. And that's where Luna comes in. Because Luna knows the truth. She knows exactly what happened that night. And unlike Will, she isn't racked with shame or confusion. No, Luna is calculating, devious, and chillingly self-assured. For her, that night wasn't an accident. It was an opportunity. A chance to rewrite her future and bind herself to the Forrester fortune in the most permanent way possible. Sheila, however, sees right through it. If there's one thing Sheila Carter has perfected over her decades of schemes and survival, it's the ability to recognize a manipulator in the making. She sees herself reflected in Luna, the sly smile, the dangerous confidence, the willingness to gamble with her freedom if it means getting what she wants. And Sheila is not impressed. To Sheila, Luna's arrogance is amateurish, reckless, and bound to blow up. That's why she warns her, practically begging her to let this go before it's too late. But Luna doesn't hear it. In fact, she doubles down, whispering to herself when Sheila leaves that she has a plan. One that will guarantee her happily ever after with Will. The way she pats her abdomen, with that sly grin curling on her lips, tells us exactly what she means. Luna is already envisioning herself as the mother of Will's child, whether real or imagined, whether part of a genuine pregnancy or a fabricated one. She knows nothing ties a man to you quite like a baby. And in her twisted logic, it won't matter if Will never truly loves her. He'll be bound to her forever because of their child. And she'll be sitting pretty inside the Forrester dynasty. But Will doesn't know any of this. All he knows is that something happened to him, something he can't shake. And his desperation is growing by the day. He tries to focus on Electra, tries to convince himself that he's lucky to have such a devoted girlfriend. But every time she touches him, every time she looks at him with those trusting eyes, he feels sick inside. Because he knows deep down that there's a lie rotting the core of their relationship. And Will has never been good at carrying secrets. That's why. In his weakest and most panicked state, he makes a decision that shocks even him. He seeks out Sheila Carter. Of all people, Sheila, the woman who has destroyed lives, faked deaths, and manipulated countless situations for her own gain. But to Will, none of that matters right now. What matters is that Sheila might have seen something, might know something, might have the missing piece to a puzzle that's been driving him insane. When he approaches her at Il Giardino, his nerves are on edge. He's pacing, sweating, stumbling over his words. Sheila, always one to sniff out weakness, raises a brow, intrigued. Will blurts it out in a rush. He needs answers about the night of the party. The night everything went blurry. He drank too much. He lost control. And now he remembers flashes that won't go away. Someone came into his room. Someone was there. And he needs to know who. Did Sheila see anything? Was it her?